Let me get organized here. Just a little bit disorganized. Fire an invite off to Bobby, and then we will get this moving. Just one sec. One second. For a little 4-game slate, it's quite a bit of an annoyance, huh? Okay. All right, we're good. Let me tell Bobby that it's off and running. Okay, one sec. Almost done. There it is. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, man?
See how prepared I am with a blank screen right here.
There's very little to be ready for with this. We should talk real quickly. I mean, it was a pretty great day for a lot of our subscribers. For me,
Why? What happened?
So Rody won like 60,000, finished third
nice.
in the Wildcat. I hit a big parlay, which I probably, because I had to have a friend do it for me because I can't do it here. I'll talk to you about it offline. Probably best idea.
Okay.
As much as I did in Discord, but I was able. I mean, it was a good one.
Nice.
But I'm also a little nervous about collecting it because my friend is sort of being strange. A little, and he's somebody I trust, but I don't know as well. So it was a good day for him. And then we had our other, what's his name? I'm just gonna look through some of the other winners.
Well, I think we're burying the lead here.
What? Oh, top season. Our guy. What did he end up with? He put in. He had $600 up at risk, and he won 14.5. So
forget all that. I don't care about these people. I don't care about these people. Freaking, what about Evan?
What did Evan do?
You're kidding, right? So Evan, he made the biggest deal about it. I guess he didn't post in the Discord. He played 3 lineups. He played 3 contests. He played a beginner's contest, 2 beginners contests, and the Millie Maker. He literally played the optimal from the optimizer that he coded, and he won one of the beginners tournaments.
Awesome.
And he got like 3rd in the other one, and I think he cashed in the Millie Maker.
That's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. And hey, it's good for us. It's good for him. It's good for the Opto. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I went out with him on Saturday night, and he was and he had the good players from the first game, and then he's like, I just need nothing to happen in the Packer game. And it was like perfect. Like nothing happened.
Yeah.
So he was all fired up for yesterday, and he got actually first. So I'm glad that everybody
beautiful.
Glad that everybody did it. So
go ahead, keep going.
Oh, so I was gonna say, today for a 4-game slate, there's it's like why even everybody's out. I mean, but then there's some guys we don't know about still. Do we know if Zach Levine's playing?
We don't know about anybody, basically.
We don't know about anything, right?
So let's wait a few minutes because I do want to mention Dunbar. I know it was you on FanDuel who's top season on our Discord channel.
Oh, okay.
Great job by Dunbar, which we're always happy to see, of course. Good to see everybody in the chat. But that was just, it was exciting. And the parlay I did is the same one I posted for us. Is the same bets that I had. I basically just parlayed, and then I took the under in both the first 2 games on Saturday and parlayed all the underdogs except for and then I moved the Kansas City line up to 4 and it got there.
Oh, that's sweet.
Crazy. So pretty good payout on it. It was pretty sweet.
That's great.
Yeah, so some good stuff there, and it was a lot of fun. Anyway, obviously really fun to watch the Rams win, even though it was beyond horrifying the way they were going to give that game away. They could have won by 50 points. I mean, it was crazy.
Those are like some crazy football games all weekend. Like you would have like the 4th most exciting game could have been the most exciting game of the season if it weren't for the other 3. It's crazy.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean it's freaking nuts. Kobe Furfell asking me what it paid. So the reason why I did it, I teased it up to 4, was because I wanted to get the full 1,000 to 1, which is what it was, and that's kind of shocking. like that it was
So
even
what?
that
So
high.
what'd you play? 20 to win 20,000?
Yes, but here's
Nice.
this is where I'm running into issues because now I'm
Yeah.
getting my buddy who won't send me the stub because he's like worried that he's going to get in trouble if I show it to anybody.
Yeah.
And he's now saying that it was 500 to 1, which is bizarre because we talked very clearly about it, making it 1,000 to 1. So it's just something feels a little off. But the guy who I generally trust, I don't think he's not able to watch our show because he's in the industry and he's got his own stuff.
Okay.
But anyway, it was still
nice.
Yeah. Anyway, it was good stuff. But as far as today goes, K9 Broncos coming in fire and asking favorite plays on FanDuel. I actually didn't play on FanDuel, but I have looked at it all through today. I think it's just really hard to know who to play until we know who's playing. I mean, I know it sounds obvious, but it's going to be one of those slates where it's 4 games. You get an hour, and then you find out the next game because everything's going to change. We have everybody's questionable for Utah. So of course, you know me, I'm going to, play the guys in the later games for the most part tonight. And I'll probably adjust to getting onto some Bulls that I don't currently have if Levine is out. Although I do like DeRozan a little bit anyway, and Vooch might be out, but I like Vooch if he's in. It's really hard. So basically, I'm trying to avoid more of the beginning game, but we have no Mitrov now, which makes Noel certainly in play. But then we might also lose Vooch, which would make Tony Bradley probably even a little better of a play. So it's a little tricky to know exactly what to do at the moment, except for maybe staying a little bit more away from the first game outside of, for me, Evan Mobley and Darius Garland as my favorite 2 plays from that game. And I don't mind if anybody wants to play Love. I'm not going to do that, but I would. If Jared Allen's also questionable, by the way. If he plays, I like him as well, but I just don't. I don't know. It's the first game. It's the lowest total. I'm going to try to avoid most of the first game. I don't mind if anybody wants to play Barrett or mix in a low-owned Julius Randle or play quickly for hoping for the ceiling. It's just not the way that I'm playing today. So I'm really going to play it, hour by hour, and I'll be in Discord helping people out and trying to help people out. Because as of right now, my builds haven't changed from what I posted on our site, and there's nothing for me to really change about that. And I don't think it's all that different on FanDuel. I would just say that money shouldn't be a concern tonight. I think we're going to have plenty of value, so you can pick your favorites. I like Chris Paul or help me out. I don't know why I can't think. Devin Booker.
What about Cam Johnson?
Yeah, he's I have him locked in currently.
Okay.
Yeah, and that could easily change with potentially even better value. Although he's pretty good value.
Right.
And if the Utah guys are out, I'm going to play Clarkson. If they're in, I'll have to probably leave Clarkson in. I mean, right. Unless we hear about other stuff in the meantime. But the pay-ups are Valanciunas and Valanciunas, Paul, Booker, Clarkson is even kind of a pay-up now. I like Whiteside fine, but I don't love it. He's just sort of a placeholder for me. I like LeVert fine, but I don't love it. And I don't even know if he'll play. So, that's basically the rundown of the slate. We don't know entirely yet. So yeah. I will be there and answer any questions I can because we do it. It's not a whole bunch of games, not playing a ton of lineups, but we're going to have to take it hour by hour, up to, past lock even. And I would like to see the Knicks starting lineup because you'd assume they would just automatically start Noel, but yeah, they probably would have to because the size of Cleveland, and they will do it. It's just I'm just trying to find a reason why maybe not to play because I feel like Noel is not as good a value as it would be if we lose Vooch for Tony Bradley. I feel like anybody else, I like Joe Val as a semi-center option. I also like Whiteside a little bit. So those guys I focus on, and I just don't think I'm going to end up playing Nerlens Noel. And really addressing this first game, just to reiterate, I really only want to play Mobley, a little bit of Jared Allen at low ownership. I like that. But I'm not going to mess around with Dean Wade at minimum cost starting. I just am going to leave it alone and get better stuff later on, in my opinion. Yeah, that's that. Do you have any projections that are standing out that either include or disagree with what I've been saying?
Well, no. I think Valanciunas is the best play.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's, like you said, Cam Johnson, Booker, Chris Paul. I like Shea.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Vooch and DeRozans. You know what I mean? And nothing's particularly earth-shattering about any of that. I kind of want, what I want to kind of do though, instead of playing what could be a really chalky Garrett Temple, maybe something else. Maybe go back to your guy that what's his name, the Herb Jones.
Yeah, I think that's legitimate, and I don't know
that he's going to be owned too. Yeah,
I don't know that Temple's going to end up even being as crazy owned as maybe he's projected for, because I think you're going to get other kinds of value. I really do.
And who's playing for the Pacers even like?
That's the thing. I currently have LeVert, so that's a question to answer Sensei Jay's question about LeVert. I like LeVert, but I'm perfectly ready to switch that up over. The only problem is it's hard to play LeVert, one of Paul or Booker, and then also play Garland. So I'm sort of, I really like Garland, but he may end up being a little bit the odd man out, and it's really just because of the time of the game starting if we don't have lineups.
Oh, okay.
But I do like Garland. So I feel a little stuck on that one, and I think Garland is probably a better. The thing is, LeVert's a little cheaper. His usage is, it's almost like weird that he doesn't put up more fantasy points even. His usage is terrific.
Right.
It's elite, and I feel very safe about him being in the 40 to 60 fantasy point range if he's a go. We're just gonna have to wait and see. I like the matchup too against New Orleans, who doesn't play the best defense. So LeVert having running the whole show himself, it feels like a good spot. Yeah, and then the guy I didn't mention is Batazzi. I think that's okay to go for. Like, he's 6,200. It's expensive, but I'm sort of crossing. A lot of these guys are all.
Well, who do you like more, him or
I like Whiteside better for the upside, because Whiteside could go out there and put up 50 or 60, and they're going to be similarly owned. But I don't, and you know what? So could Batazzi. He was going to probably get close to there the last game before he got ejected. But I'm sort of siding a little bit with Whiteside, and that's partly because the game is just a little bit later, and Utah may be much shorter, which means they could even run some offense through Whiteside. So
you could fade them all. You could play the other centers. I mean, you could play Biyombo or Jeremiah or Earl or I don't know.
Yeah, see, I think the Biyombo one feels really thin, but it's maybe maybe we need to adjust, because playing with Chris Paul does have like its perks. You know what I mean? You get a little more involved than what Biyombo used to be. It's not like we're dealing with him in Charlotte anymore. He did put up 51 the last game, put up 39 2 games before that. They certainly have seemed to trend towards Biyombo, but I don't know. Something about it. I'm a little bit less on it than I. He's like, I'm looking at maybe 20% ownership for him, and I'm just sort of not all that excited about that personally. I like the other guys a little bit better. I do think there's an argument always to be made for JaVale McGee. Like, it's funny because Biyombo put up 51 in the last game, but JaVale McGee put up 35 in the same game.
Did he really? He put up 50 fantasy points?
Biyombo did, yeah. And JaVale McGee put up 35. So you'll get low ownership on McGee. If you want to take that shot, I think it's probably worth taking a little bit of a shot on that. So that's what I would say about that, I guess.
I mean, I just updated projections, but they're just so irrelevant. I mean,
yeah, it's
like, what are you going to do with? I mean, what if is Dean Wade going to start at 3K?
Yeah, but like, that's the thing, is like, I just would rather wait.
Right.
Not to mention, he can totally bust, and he can get there. Like, it can happen. He can put up 30 fantasy points.
I was thinking of maybe playing Chetty.
Yeah, I actually think I might lean that way ahead of the only thing is he could lose minutes to Rondo. Like, there's just
right.
And this brings up another, the K9 Broncos question, is that should we avoid the first game? I don't want to say just blankly that we should just avoid it. Like I said, I would focus though on more of the spend ups in the first game, because they're more appealing to me, whereas there might be better value later. So I'm spend on Garland, Mobley, and Jared Allen at low ownership. And on New York, I don't think I'm going to end up with the Noel thing. Kemba is in play, I guess, but I'm not going to do it.
Right.
A lot of bodies. I don't know. Somebody's probably going to get there. I just would prefer the Cleveland guys I mentioned. That's pretty much my interest in the first game. How would I rank the centers on FanDuel? Okay, that's a good question. Sheets, how would we rank them? So who do you have projecting well on FanDuel?
Well, let me pull up my FanDuel, and then I will answer that. I have Valanciunas and Whiteside are the two best plays. That's what I got.
Valanciunas and
Whiteside's over 5,100 there, and
Yeah, I think it would be Whiteside 1 and Valanciunas 2 for me. And I don't think I would care to go much further. Yeah, I think those are awesome plays, and there's always a potential bust path for a guy like Whiteside, but there's also like the highest of high ceilings. Like
Right.
he could be up like 60, 70 on FanDuel. Remember there was one night sheets where he was playing, I think he was like 1/10% owned, and he had 73 fantasy points at halftime. Halftime. He had 9 blocks and 5 steals. Like, what are you gonna do? I was blown away by that one. Yeah, but that's how I have him ranked. You could include what's his name too. I think I would just play those. Yeah, I guess Vooch if he plays.
Oh, he's not. He's questionable too, right?
Yeah, like we went from like the greatest sports day like ever to like the worst. Like
it really is the worst, isn't it?
Yeah, Mobley is an awesome play on FanDuel, but I would use him at power forward and play one of Whiteside and Valanciunas. That's where I would go. Good to see Brandon Cruz in here.
Whoa, no kidding.
Yeah, he popped on in. Nice to see you, man.
There he is.
Dude,
I am pumped for Daytona and for NASCAR and all of it. I'm glad that you and Pierce are back together doing that stuff, and we got to get you guys on here more often, and maybe I'll join you guys maybe for a live thing or something, because I'm really getting into it, and I'm really psyched for the season. I'm not too much of a Daytona guy. It's way too much. It's way too it's like way too cutesy, you know. But I like the idea, you know, because you basically you want to like play all the guys that are kind of in the back and just play for Rex and stuff like that. But then what happens is like the entire industry just kind of figured that out a few years ago. So what you have to do is play sort of that, but the less owned guys within the back, which makes it somewhat interesting. But I don't know. I'm a little bit of a whip. I like the short tracks where I just can get Austin Cindric on the engine and just lead like the entire race, as opposed to sitting and waiting for the wrecks. But Daytona's it's going to be a milli for first in that tournament this year. So I will be playing it, that's for sure. And I'm psyched to have Brandon. I'll be psyched to be mooching off of his takes.
We got a few questions popping up. First, people are asking about Yahoo, and is there anything that stands out for you over there? And then I'm going to rank.
Yeah, I'll take a look.
Yeah. While you're doing that, I will. Dunbar wants us to rank, Garland, DeRozan, Booker, LeVert, and Shea, and I like all of those guys. DeRozan, it depends on what happens with the rest, and I'm guessing this is FanDuel. But DeRozan, it really depends on what happens with the rest of the Bulls. I don't know how to answer that question. I'd like Shea a lot. He's going to be popular, but I like him a lot. To rank, like all of those guys are in a lot of my lineups, so it's kind of hard to figure this out. I would have Garland a tiny bit behind the other guys, just because of the time the game starts, really. Because DeRozan would become the better play. I think if like Vooch and LaVine are out, DeRozan is the better one. If not, I would say LeVert, Shea, LeVert, Booker, DeRozan as Garland, and Garland would be third for me, but it's because of the first game thing, and I want to find out who else is playing for these other teams. So that's the way I would rank those. Pretty tough to do, to be honest. And Kevin Wise asking, do I like Giddey? I'm not going to play Giddey. I'm not playing on FanDuel, and I don't think he's that good of a play on DraftKings, but he's fine. I think that there's always upside for him. We know that. It's been we haven't really seen much of it lately. He's fine. I prefer Shea. I know they're different prices, but if I'm playing Shea, I don't necessarily want to play those two together. So anything on Yahoo sorry, did you mention anything?
Yeah. I just pulled up. I just pulled it up. I was just doing my hockey for a second. And Goga rates to be a really good player over there. Batazzi, and Temple as usual. But Booker and the high upside guys, Booker and Valanciunas look really, really good over there. Devontae Graham, if he plays, he looks good over there also. And that's it's pretty standard over there.
Makes sense to me. See what else we have in here. Yeah, it looks like Brandon said he'll join you sometime. That's awesome. Good to see you, buddy. I was happy to.
You're not stealing our thunder. This is like the worst slate of the year. I mean, I'll talk about anything except for this.
I mean, it's really not that fun. And you know, Sheets, you know what's crazy is that we were making all these plans to go to the Farmers Open next week, but now I can't go because I have to go to the Rams game.
Oh.
So.
Well, you could go. You could do both.
Yeah, I could do both. It's in San Diego. I could go down for a day and something like that. Garland or CP3. I am having CP3 in more lineups. He's a little cheaper and he's playing it's a placeholder though. CP3 is for me at the moment. It's probably going to turn into a different play if we get some other value. I'm probably going to be all over Clarkson if we get that. So,
well, what about you know who's showing up? I don't know if you've spoken about him. He's going to be 20% at least. But do you talk about Trent Forrest?
Yeah, I have interest in Trent Forrest, but again, I'm looking at it sort of from a placeholder standpoint because we're projecting him for a ton of minutes. I don't even know that he's going to if he doesn't start.
He might not play.
And Jared Butler starts instead. Like either one of those guys literally could be a DNP CD or the best value we've had on the slate. Like, I mean, It's just hard to know at this particular moment. Depending on where you look, you'll see Butler projected to start and you'll see Forrest projected to start depending on, again, where you look. But that's counting Bogdanovich and Royce O'Neal and Ingles in. I mean, it's crazy, man. There's like nobody left. I mean, the Jazz do everything possible to never start Clarkson. This might be a game where they almost don't have a choice.
Right.
Like they're out of bodies. Yeah. So I guess that's that one.
Yeah. So there is no more Monday Night Football, no more Thursday Night Football. That's it.
Yeah. Yep. So FanDuel, they're asking to rank the power forwards.
Sure, you can do
after
that.
Mobley. I have Mobley 1, and then it's sort of a mishmash of weirdness. Like I think Rudy Gay is viable on FanDuel.
You can play Jared Allen at power forward there.
Yeah, and I think Jared Allen's really viable just because of the shot block upside. It's not a good matchup for him against the Knicks in general. Do a good job against the position, but he's viable. If Royce O'Neal plays, he'd be viable, although not an exciting play. Bogdanovich, if he plays, is a good play. That's what I'm saying, I would not be looking to play Robinson Earl, but I don't mind if you want to use him as a placeholder if you want to go cheap. I don't love the price on Herbert Jones, but because of his steal block upside, I think he's viable. I don't love the position. The guy who no one will play tonight, some people will play him, who I'm going to try and do my small slate exposure to, which has worked out really, really well, is Mikal Bridges.
There it is.
He's been hot. He put up 42 a couple games ago, 39 in the last game. I definitely think Mikal Bridges would be in play for me on both sites at low ownership just to get different.
I mean, you'd have to think the guy has like 50 freaking minutes a game that he's got to put up a score from now and then, right?
Exactly, yeah. And there's no Jay Crowder too, which is everybody's giving Cam Johnson, and it's fair to give Cam Johnson the boost, but it could easily be the Bridges show, and we may not, maybe Cam Johnson doesn't have the game that everybody's expecting from him.
I mean,
so it's really hard to break.
There's no saying Cam Johnson has to do anything.
Yeah, he can miss all he has. You know what happens? He goes 0 for 7 from 3, and there goes Cam Johnson as the chalk play.
That's the end of that rotation.
Right. And he may close. He may not close. Who knows? It's really it's up in the air. They could end up with he probably would close though with how short-handed they are on the bench. Of real players. But yeah, on FanDuel, on DraftKings, I'm going to play Cam Johnson on my lines. I don't think on FanDuel you have to, but I still think he's a good play. But maybe
I missed something. When did he become? I mean, what happened? Because Crowder out?
With Crowder out, he's averaging like almost 30 fantasy points, I believe, this season. And he's he's getting he's projected to play 30 some odd minutes instead of 20. I guess that's
that'll do it.
Yeah.
What about the other Cam? What about Cam Payne?
Cam Payne is out.
He's out. Okay.
So that's another reason too. which is also why I like Paul and Booker a little bit more. And I do want to give DraftKings a little bit of credit for pricing them up. Like,
right.
At least they did something right with this weird slate we've got. Yeah, it's not going to be the most exciting slate. And what I'm going to mention though, look, this is a high risk, potentially high reward play, but it's without a doubt very high risk. And I think we should definitely mix Lance Stevenson into the mix.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, small slate, might lose if Levert's out. Ooh, he could end up. I mean, even if they start Sykes and he just come off the bench, it could end up being the Lance show, especially against a team like the Pelicans.
There's like nobody playing in that game. You leaving?
Yeah.
Okay. Enjoy.
All right. Anything else here?
Just gonna redo my hockeys, rebuild, and I got to push everything out.
Rondo in and Ed Davis starting, and Jared Allen is out. Okay.
Who?
I'm gonna need a minute to break down through that one. Jared Allen's out. Ed Davis is starting, and Rondo is in. Okay, I don't like Dean Wade still, but I think he's a better play than he was. The Ed Davis thing, we know this story for him has always been he even when he starts, he usually plays like 12, 16 minutes. But maybe I don't think I'm going to do the Ed Davis thing either as of right now. I'm going to take a look and see what the projections think. And I think Rondo being in is not a knock. Like Garland is probably going to put up 40 to 50 fantasy points tonight. But I think it's a little bit of enough of a knock to maybe have Rondo, who at least will eat up some usage for the time he's in the game, to maybe give me more justification to fade Garland. But I think Mobley now is actually a much better play than he was. The rebound rate should go up. Everything should go up for him, and he'll anchor the 5. I think more than they currently have him projected.
I'll put her back in.
Let's see what else we got in here. So the Cavs are starting Garland, Okoro, Wade, Mobley, Davis. Yes, that's what I had.
Ed Davis, huh? That's what we're gonna do.
I don't think that's what I'm gonna do. I mean, there is always a little like the guy can rebound, but they don't need to play like.
He's that guy. I'm telling you, if you don't play him, he's got 18 fantasy points after the first quarter. Then you get mad, and then he ends up with 20.
Maybe it's a better time to play Kevin Love.
Oof, yeah.
Because you already have no Markkanen.
Isn't he going to be really chalky?
I don't think so.
With Allen out?
Maybe like 20%. Yeah, you're right. He might go up a little bit because Allen's out. I might go in a few minutes to do a little digging and seeing if I can get some speculation on Twitter for the other games. Because I think that it's worth it. That was crazy though last week to have the caching lineup with 7,200 left on the table.
What happened?
I left 7,200 on the table because I just stacked it. We had the 3-game slate and I just played all the guys in the late games. But
That's
then
really funny.
Bounced out. So I left 7,200 on the table and it actually cashed.
That's really funny.
So it's kind of hilarious. Oh, sorry to hear that, MJ, about the Gabriel. I have to say though, that was another one of my good things. I mean, look, I had the parlay, but I also won like almost 10,000 and a little less than that in DFS, and it was very much in thanks to playing Gabe Davis, which is what won Rody the money too. We have no idea, James. That's a good point. But there's no matter what they're gonna get. There's guys gonna get there. We don't know how good it's gonna be because we don't know who it is. You know, like we don't know that he asked about is the Jazz because it's probably gonna be a blowout. I think that that's your argument for fading Booker and Paul. But I don't know if it's the reason to fade the Jazz. Like even in blowouts, like they really have to be like 30 points or worse, like for to get no time. And you're gonna get like there's still gonna be 5 guys on the court.
Right.
So it's just trying to figure out who those guys might be, and even still, like, how many times have we seen it lately? That everybody's out and the team's like freaking battle. Look at Indiana had everybody out at Golden State on a back-to-back,
Yep.
and they won the freaking thing. Did they win the game or did they would lose by two? Whatever it was, they were right
Whatever
there.
it was, it happens all the time.
Yep, other guys man up sometimes. So it's not a guaranteed given that Phoenix will just rout them. Although it does seem like a mismatch at the moment. I mean, judging by the Bulls projected by 1.5 as a 1.5 point favorite against Oklahoma City, I know they've been struggling, the Bulls, but that should tell us that probably one of LaVine or Vooch is out.
I think so.
So, guys, I'll go through this stuff in Discord throughout the night. Ask pop-in questions. Make sure to tag it at me so I see them, and I'll keep adjusting that way. But I'm going to do a little digging right now.
Okay.
Cheats, good luck tonight. Good luck to everybody, and I'll see you guys in Discord.
All right. I'm just going to hang out here while I just do my FanDuel lineups. Then I'll build some NBA lineups. I'll show you what they look like. But again, we're going to be pushing stuff back to the later games anyway, but just for the hell of it. And I'll get to some questions as well. I've been grinding all these bonuses in the sports betting thing. And they're already starting to disappear, by the way, the New York ones. I guess everybody picked up my video. They were giving away the free 3,000, and now that's gone. Now it's 1,500, but just in a free bet. So if you're in a state, when they first come out, you got to be ready to freaking pounce on that. All right. So what I'm going to do, again, just for fun, let's build some NBA lineups. We're going to be using my projections as of now, and we use SaberSim to build them, and then we're just going to see what they look like. I mean, we're not going to actually play them, but who knows? Let's see. At least for placeholders. Let's see what lineups could look like. So are we uploading here? And we'll just build it blind. We'll make it nice and juicy. We'll get some correlation here, go into manual mode. A little bit of an ownership fade. Let's see what it comes up with. It's just something to put in until till that news comes out. But like if nothing changed, I'm curious to know what type of stuff I would end up having. It looks like Valanciunas, Temple, Cam Johnson, Booker, all the guys that we mentioned. The Temple thing really is it just seems a little fishy. I don't know. It just does. And again, this is before I think this is before the Jarrett Allen news. No, it's not before the Jarrett Allen news, but we didn't update the projections since then. So we do have to do that. But let's put placeholders in just so we have something. And then we'll do FanDuel, and then I am going to redo the projections, I think. And I got some sportsbook grind to do, some bonus grinding. One, two, three, four. And then this one will put up here. Yeah, I keep getting to this Shea and Alexander Walker. Makes sense. So like right now, my DraftKings exposures are, Alexander Walker, Booker, Temple, Love, Valanciunas, Shea, Cam, Whiteside. Nothing bizarre. Some Trent Forrest, some Bogdan, not Bogdan, Bojan. Now let's do FanDuel. We'll see what that looks like. I'm not going to do Yahoo today. Questions in here? No, not yet. Graham is in for the Pelicans. Okay, you want me to do Yahoo? Okay, I'll do Yahoo. Yeah, no problem. I'll do it after this. Yeah, sure, why not? First, I'm going to do the FanDuel. So for no other reason, I got to get Jared Allen out of my lineups here. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh. Noel is available. Okay. Yeah, Yahoo in a second. We'll have time. Mobley, yeah, I figure Mobley's going to be pretty juicy. Oh yeah, I missed all the good FanDuel, contests. They all like sold out or something. All right, so let's see. Hold on a second. Let's just fill in these FanDuels. And we'll do Yahoo. Maybe I will play Yahoo. Somebody asked. Yeah, Mobley's going to be a very strong play. He's going to get a lot of rebounds, I think, and Love. All right, so let's do Yahoo in a sec. The Yahoo suspense is terrible. Okay. All right, let's go. Yahoo. Do a Yahoo build, and maybe I'll play some. See how much money I have in Yahoo. Do I have any money in Yahoo? I have to have something in there. Oh, yeah, plenty of money. See what kind of contests are there. There's a $20. Oh, no, that's for the football. There's a $10. Oh, sure, why not? It's a $10. I'll play 20 in that. All right, so let's do it. Upload. Yahoo. Yahoo. Let's see what we got. We'll build. Yeah, we can build 20. Let's do it. See what kind of stuff we come up with. But again, I didn't update for. I would give all these Cleveland guys even a little more of a boost. Booker, Goga, Shea, Valanciunas, Lamb, Paul, Hart, LeVert. These are the main guys. Right, let's do it. Let's play. Donate. Oh, it's a cheapo. All right, whatever. Screw them. Let's do it anyway. Okay, upload here. All right. Oh, it only allows me to play 17. Okay, that's fine. So let's do this then. Let's take a couple out. Okay. All right, we're in. All right, let's see some questions here, and then I gotta go do something. Where'd we go? Not there. Well, I lost you guys. I hate when that happens. You know what we can do here? Let's do everybody's wanting something from me here. Hold on. There you are. Thoughts on? Oh my God! Look at this: Clarkson, Booker, Garland, Craig Randall, Mobley, Levin, beyond Manley. Okay, let's do it. I like Booker the best. I'm not getting to too much of the Clarkson, sir. I thought I'd let you know that. But I definitely like Booker the best, and I do like Goga. And I guess that's about it. I'm going to finish all this once everything's in cancel. Reference. No, okay. All right. Good luck, everybody. Let's